Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death From Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron and I'm back with a very special review. This just showed up in the mailbox, so I wanted to get it out to you as quickly as possible. This is the new Battlefield Support Emplacements, the first of its kind. This is very, very exciting. This is turrets, all sorts of cool stuff in this box. So we're gonna open it up, I'm gonna go through it, I'm gonna show you how to put them together, because you know, if you just open it and start digging in, it's not always evident. But we'll talk through everything. I'll show you how they work. I'll show you how they fit together, get them up on the 360s for you, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So guys, stay tuned. Battlefield Support Emplacements review is coming right up. And I'm back. All right, here we are. So I'm gonna open this thing up here. This is a meaty box, typical of the Battlefield support boxes. In this one though, we get 3 different turret stands, you get 4 different turret toppers, you get an absolute boatload of cards, which we'll go through, we'll talk about what's in here. And then you get all kinds of extra little bits in this bag underneath the card. And there's lots of cool stuff in here. So this is all the stuff that you get in the box. So these are extra little bits that can go on the turret. This is a bunker topper, and these are 3 very, very cool bases. Now, 3 different turrets for the bases. There's like a tall one. It's got some cool like radio dishes on it. You got this short one that looks like a hardened bunker. And then you have this other one that is like a fortified bunker that goes on the base. And then again, you get the 4 different turret toppers, one that's a missile. This one's very cool. It's like a quad, I don't know, autocannon type turret. This one's got all sorts of different weapons on it. Looks like a Gauss autocannon, lasers. And then you get this little mini guy here that has lasers. And of course, very, very cool detail on this one. Kind of looks like almost looks like a little rifleman. So anyway, so that's what comes in the box. Speaking of the box, same old box art that you would get in a normal Battlefield support box. On the side, the line art doesn't scream anything exciting to me, but it is it's like the tall radio looking tower with the little quad laser turret on the top. So very, very cool. Any long-term campaign requires a secure base of operation. Back of the box, very fun. So anyway, that's what we get. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get them up on the close-up. You can take a look at them. Now, obviously there's a ton of different configurations, so I'll just show you a few of them so you get an idea of the detail. I'll show at least all 4 of these turret toppers for you, including the little bunker base as well. And then we will get back and dive into the details. All right, guys, what did you think about those very cool close-ups? Gives you a good idea of what you get in the box. Love the detail on the little turret toppers. They're very, very flavorful, very, very BattleTech. So when I first opened this box, I wasn't exactly sure, you know, what went where, how they all fit together, what the bases were for. Why does this one have a little semicircle thing on the bottom? Was I supposed to stack them? Anyway, the clues are in the cards because the cards have all the pictures on them. So there are two different kinds of cards here. There's the Alpha Strike cards, and then there's the new Battlefield Support cards that look like this. You guys have seen these before. So there are, let's kind of go through them, right? And we'll just go off the Battlefield Support cards. So that we'll talk about the different conformations and how you can set this up. So the first one is a bunker, right? And basically what you do is you take one of these bases, you put it down, and we put this little topper on. You only get one of these toppers, but there it is. You can make a light bunker, and it's just that simple. All right, so I think it's going to be essential that you paint these bases to look like, you know, if you're going to paint them in like a concrete type color, you paint the bases to match, because when it goes on, obviously it needs to kind of fit on there and look the same. So that's the first type of, you know, turret, if you will, or emplacement, I guess is a better word, that you can put together. The second one is the missile battery. Now, this is very cool because this is what all these little extra pieces are for here. All right, there's 3 of them that come in that plastic baggie. This one is stuck on there. So depending on how big the missile turret gets, right, and there's different cards for different sizes, you can add in different turrets, right? So it can basically have up to 6 LRM-5s on there, or some of them have SRM-4s. So either way, very, very cool. And there's also a Calliope turret, which of course, it's like PTSD from MechWarrior 4 days. Love the Calliopes. So you can put the little sight on there or whatever that is. And that's the missile turret, right? Now this can go on top of either this guy here, all right, which is very cool and flavorful, or it can go on top of this guy here. All right, now one thing I want to call out. When I received these, they did not fit in so well. There was a lot of flashing around the holes on the top here, the plastic inserts. They fit fine in the bases, no problem, no mess, no fuss. But in here, I had a little bit of problem because there was some flashing. So all I did was I took my model knife. It took literally 60 seconds for all 3, and I just went around the edge and opened up that hole, took the flashing away. They popped in just fine. It might just be this box. It might just be this early run that I got. But in case you have a similar problem, it's very easily solved. So that's the missile turret. And again, there's cards, multiple cards here. Heavy missile batteries. Again, I talked about the Calliope turret. So very, very cool. The next one here, this is a sentry gun. So this is a little guy. Imagine it's got little lasers. I don't know what the heck's on here. Yeah, it says ER small lasers. So again, you can fit on any one of these. You could even put them, if you wanted to, right on top of this. That is an intended use. If you look at the card, that's basically how they all look. All right. And then there is the light fortress turret. That's this guy. This says it looks like autocannons. So it's 4 similar looking guns. And again, very cool. This is like a tank turret, right? And then lastly, the last one here is the hardened gun emplacement. This thing has, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Thunderbolts, Gauss rifles, all sorts of crazy things. It's basically a tank head on top of a turret. So very, very cool. So one of the things that popped into my head was, could I fit these on top of a tank? Like if you want to kit bash and you're crazy like me, maybe these will actually work out. So I have a demolisher and I have a patent tank. I just took the turrets off. All right, and let's see what happens. So if I wanted to put this monstrosity on my demolisher, it doesn't pop right in that one. It fits in a little better on this one. That's a pretty badass looking tank. So if you wanted to use these for some kit bashing, if you wanted to make your own, you know, mercenary tanks, or you're using an RPG and you guys customize something out, or, you know, you want to have like a Calliope on wheels, or tracks for that matter, you could do it. It doesn't like pop in as snugly as the native turret does, but it doesn't look so bad in my opinion. I also wanted to bring out a battle mech to kind of show you relative sizing right? So if we put the crazy turret on the top there, that's how tall it is next to a battle mech. That's the height of these next to a battle mech. So as you can see, right, they're basically, I don't know, I would say the same height as a battle mech, except for the radio looking one that's a little bit bigger. Now you might be wondering what this goofy thing is, and why does it have a little nubbins on the bottom. This is a Castle Bryan emplacement. So this one actually goes on the black base like that. All right, and it's just another level of, you know, coolness, I guess, or whatever. But it has to be on there a very certain way. The guns have to line up. There's like little things, so they kind of make pillbox effect type things. But I'll be honest, like even though I cut the nub down a little bit, it seats in, but it's very wobbly unless it's set up a certain way. I'm not a huge fan of gluing it, but I think you might need to glue it to get it to kind of work as intended. But the rest of them, these spires, these little turret bases don't need the black base underneath of it. So again, you've got, just to kind of recap, we've got the black bases, right? We've got the pillbox top. You've got the Castle Bryan top, and then you can just put a turret right on the base if you want, or you can put a turret on top of one of these two if you want. So lots of different ways that you can set this up, which I thought was pretty cool. So the other thing is this. So there is a rule on here, and I'm not gonna drain this and read it to you because it's a lot of words, but there's this new rule called pop-up, and it is also in the special abilities list of the card. It says pop if it has it. And it says this unit can be in one of two positions, retracted or deployed. It can be placed on the ground and it retracted. While retracted, it's not in play. It can't be attacked, blah, 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 blah. Then when it's deployed, obviously it does stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of like it goes in the ground, it comes out. I'm not sure. Kind of interesting though, but fun. Look at the number of pips on this thing. I don't know if you can see that. It's ridiculous. These are the Castle Bryan emplacements. I think that is, they're 135 points, by the way, for skill 4 turret. Crazy. But yeah, so that's basically what you get in the box. It's how they work. It's how they fit together. It's how they look next to a mech. I'm not going to do favorite to least favorite, just because, I don't know, they're all kind of weird. But I do think these are very, very cool and a very nice addition to your BattleTech collection. This is one of those things where I would say, you can't just buy one box. I would love to have more of these. I wish like 3 or 4 of these came in the box because the little pillboxes and little bunkers seem useful. This one, I don't know. I don't love the base. I mean, I really like these. I could definitely double up on those or even triple up on those. You can make some very cool fortifications, like a network of turret defenses. You know, scaling-wise, they're a little bit big. Like this one has a ladder up the top. If I'm being critical, it has ladder up the side to the top. Ladder looks very big for 6mm scale. I will just say that. I mean, I think all of these could maybe have been shrunk down. You know, I'm not unhappy with it, but I think if they were shrunk down and you got twice as many in a box, I might be more happy. But I absolutely love. But I guess they would look silly with the tank-sized turrets on them. But I absolutely love the turrets themselves. I think the detail on these things is absolutely phenomenal. And I don't know, my hackathon brain is going wild here with all the different conversions you could do. I'm even wondering, like, take off the Goliath turret and put one of these things on there. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with all these new turrets. So kind of excited about that. But overall, like the pack, loved all the bits. I think it's a cool addition to the collection. So definitely something you guys should check out. Now, if you want to check it out, you can head on over to Ares Games and Minis. That's my one-stop shop for all things BattleTech, the minis, the dice, the books, even things that are not BattleTech that are gaming related. Ares Games and Minis has a tremendous selection, best prices on the internet. Don't quote me on that, but they are excellent prices, very fast shipping, and tremendous customer service. So check them out, Ares Games and Minis. And if you want to help out the channel, Patreon is where it's at. You know, you can like, you can subscribe, you can share the video, but the patrons are the ones that are keeping the lights on and the cameras rolling. So thank you very much to all of our tremendous patrons out there. But that said, guys, I'm all wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed this review. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about the brand new Battlefield emplacements here. Let me know if you love them, you hate them, etc., etc. So, guys, I'm all wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, stay tuned. Always great stuff coming from From Above Wargaming. Have a good night.